Hello, everyone, and welcome to Matt and Andy, the Ape Zone, Ape Escape, the currently untitled podcast, of course, featuring me, Matthew, and my pal here, Andy.
Hello.
Andy, could you give a brief summary about what our podcast is all about?
I don't
Podcast?
I mean, that's a really hard question because I don't even know. I don't think you know either.
No, that's exactly why I bounced my question onto you.
Okay.
Instead of answering it myself.
I don't know. Go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe before we do that, we should give a brief introduction about ourselves.
Okay. You can go first.
Oh, it's me this time?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name's Matt. I like to party. I'm a recent college graduate. I mean, recent as in I graduated last April. I've been looking for a job ever since, and you know what? Had no luck. And I've been trying my hand at recent online entertainment opportunities and kind of failing at them. And you know, that's what brings me to this point. Starting a podcast with my dear friend, Andy.
Yes.
And that's about it for me, Andy.
Okay. So I am currently attending school. I'm a philosophy major. School sucks and homework is bullshit.
Yeah. Grown-ups rule.
Grown-ups rule. No, grown-ups rule. Excuse me.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't really do much. I have a YouTube channel, I guess. It's kind of small, kind of growing.
Where he posts intellectual content.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what I do now. It takes up most of my time, school and trying to run that small YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing this because I thought it would be fun, but we're not entirely sure what we're doing.
Yeah, I suppose it's important to note that our prime target market for this is going to be my audience that comes from my Twitch channel. But that is yet to be seen, so whether anyone's actually going to listen to this.
Yeah.
But I suppose a little more about like how we have come to know each other.
Yes.
How long? We've known each other for like 10 years now.
Yeah, maybe a little bit over.
Oh, that's
a
little scary to actually think about.
But, I'm trying to think, like, I think
we used to write music together.
Mm-hmm.
We have a band. I don't know if you even call it a band anymore, right?
I don't know. It's kind of on hiatus.
It is. We would write metal/hardcore music. We barely got around to recording things. We have an EP written though.
That's true. We recorded one song, which I hate now, except for like two parts of it, which are really cool. Inner City Demons.
Oh, you hate it now?
Well, like I hate some of the mixing on it. Like some of the synth sounds horrible at the beginning.
Yeah,
and the guitar tone.
I mean, hell, but like the good recording of it sounds so fucking bad. The guitar, I just like. Have you heard it recently? It sounds like bees buzzing in your ears.
No, I mean I believe you, but
yeah. Beyond that, we have a shared interest in. I guess we have similar comedic tastes. Just general, we share kind of similar interests.
Yeah,
and I guess that's really what's brought us to this point.
Yeah,
and here we are broadcasting to all you fine fellas and ladies, perhaps. Who knows?
I mean, you do capture a certain demographic.
Oh, yeah. Overweight.
Oh, God.
Early 20s. Southern women.
You're already alienating.
Yeah, that was something we weren't going to do this episode, viewer shaming.
That's right.
But I've already broken one of the cardinal rules.
It was going to happen.
So we set out. Anyways, I guess a little agenda for us today. First, we're going to talk about, who we are, our current aspirations, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
for the more impressions of like online communities and our impression. I keep saying impressions, but you get it.
Yeah.
Then we'll move on to a movie review about one of our current favorite movies, Fateful Findings. A little breakdown and analysis of that, perhaps, and that'll probably take about an hour, so we'll see where it leaves us off. But Andy,
That's the agenda. Yes. Okay.
Andy,
Yes.
Andy boy.
Hello.
I actually don't even like the layout of this. Not gonna be honest. We pretty much just laid it all out there, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you want to move on to Fateful Findings first?
I would prefer to do Fateful Findings first.
Okay. How about you give us a little synopsis of the plot to Fateful Findings?
Okay. Neil Breen plays his fantasy life in Fateful Findings.
Yes.
He has a magic rock. He interacts with ghosts in some ambiguous way, and their relationship is very vague. He hacks the government and corporations about an hour in, and then when the movie's ending, you realize, oh, that was the plot. He's hacking and revealing secrets.
Yeah.
And the end.
So I think I put a little more time into this than Andy has. I guess in best interest, like full disclosure here, this is our second attempt at recording this after a horrible, horrible audio incident.
That is right.
And this is not really like a genuine, first take of this. So we've kind of rehearsed this part.
Yeah, this is really phony.
Yeah, this is really kind of phony, but I've since gone in. I was unprepared the first time. I've gone and watched Fateful Findings for the most part a second time through, and I picked up on some very key things that we missed in the first attempt.
Some subtle Breenisms.
Yeah. Of course, the Breenies.
The Breenies.
The Breenies is a good podcast name.
That is. This will be the first episode. The Breenies.
Of the Breenies.
Yes.
The Breenie Bunch.
We actually met at a Neil Breen con 10 years ago.
God. Everyone is just dressed up like him.
It's just him there. That's it.
Could you buy a wig that looks like his?
I don't think so.
Do you think? I think he actually might wear a wig.
That's what I was thinking.
Just like a merkin on his head. Okay, but I suppose you got the plot for the most part correct. It's introduced in Act 3, you could say, the play that is Fateful Findings.
Are there even acts, though?
I would say it reads more like a Shakespeare play than a screenplay.
Okay.
Because it's like the most horrible, horrible tragedy I've ever seen in my life.
No.
What do you know? Okay,
it tries to mimic the horrible tragedies.
I don't know, but there's so many disjointed things that it makes you feel like there's more to it than there is, and it gives the impression that it's maybe you're right. Maybe it just tries to mimic those kind of great plays, but with no actual thought put into it. But
yes,
let's just I guess break down the movie from scene 1, where it starts off in a forest, a magical old forest, where 8-year-old Neil Breen and his 8-year-old lover, prance under a tree and find a disappearing magic mushroom, which, when fully disappeared, reveals a magic box full of jewelry. And him and his lover take the jewelry, and then they write "It's a Magical Day" and the girl's notebook, and that was apparently the best day of their life.
Yes,
both of them. And cut to the next scene.
Well, hang on.
30, 40, 50 years later, who knows?
Well, the little girl moves away.
Mm-hmm. Right. I missed that too last time.
Yeah.
It's unimportant.
But you're going to see how Neil Breen contradicts himself or just throws things in and will later just discard them or not follow up on them in any way.
Okay, I will get into this later, but...
Okay, go on.
The next scene, Neil Breen is on the phone with I guess it's his wife. It's never really discussed, is it?
I'm pretty sure it's his wife. And she has a weird accent that it's hard to pin down.
Yeah, she is definitely from Europe or Russia or something. It's like Eastern Europe or Russia, rather.
Yeah.
it's really hard to tell, and it's really confusing as to why or how they would have ever met or fallen in love in the first place, because they have literally no compatibility. But he's on the phone with his wife. She's talking to him, and it cuts back to him, and he's smiling and laughing and not responding whatsoever.
But she's able to hold a conversation with him.
Yeah. And I noticed this later on, too, in the movie where she suggests inviting the other family over for the pool party.
Mm-hmm.
She's talking to them on the phone, and he's just laughing for no reason. Like, smiling at her and laughing. Like, not saying words, just doing that. But the second scene of the movie, he's walking down, he's on the phone with his wife, and he is hit by this mysterious Rolls Royce. There's blood all over. Like, he's leaking blood from his hands. He drops his 2001 Nokia Lumia or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And a woman, of course, a woman in high heels, wearing no bra, with a prominent cup size.
Yes.
And some cold nips.
Yep,
walks out.
That's true.
Walks over to his corpse. Presumably he's dead at this point. No one knows. And reaches for his magic rock that he found in his magical chest when he was 8 years old. But she backs off when he grabs for it with his dead palm. Basically, like his dead monkey hand grab. And, he recovers in the hospital magically because he has his magic rock. And that's where the movie starts getting crazy.
Yes.
So, I don't know if we should go over the entire movie before I kind of break down and do my weird analysis of this.
I mean, a lot of the scenes are entirely pointless or just repeated ad nauseum.
Okay, so I guess I'll just do this right now.
Okay.
So the woman that walks out of the car, she's got some big old boobs.
Yeah.
For starters. That's the first prominent thing you notice about her. And later on in the movie, introduced our family friends, a woman with big old boobs, and her husband and their stepdaughter. So presumably this woman was either married or not married before, but she has this kid from like a previous relationship, as far as we know. And they also have an expensive car. They have a Ferrari.
Yes.
And that was the first thing that brought my mind to this, because this entire plot moment is not mentioned whatsoever later on in the movie.
No.
Like, him being hit by this car, like, there's no follow-up actions taken. Like, it's not even mentioned that he was hit by a car later on.
It doesn't advance the plot at all. Like, he doesn't, have to go into recovery, really. It doesn't really affect his character. Like, he was fucked up before that, I'm pretty sure.
But I think it was a plot device, though. Like, let me explain here.
Okay. Maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah, you definitely missed the number one key thing that I noticed. Like, that it's really subtly led on to early on in the movie. That it was the thing that kind of blew my mind that I messaged you about.
Okay.
So this family has a penchant for expensive cars, right? So that was my first thing that kind of hit me off, that, she looks the same. She's in the back seat of an expensive car. It wasn't the guy driving, her husband.
Right.
It was some, driver.
Yes.
But, they're close friends of this family. And later on in the movie, they share dinner together at their house, which is, like you said, and I quote, the most awkward scene in any movie of all time.
Yes. I stand by that.
They're literally just sitting at a table, there's no food on the table, and they're just talking about, I don't even know.
The stepdaughter was talking about a school project which involved elephants or something. It was
oh, yeah.
Yeah, and, her father was like, he doesn't want to hear... Neil Breen has better things to listen to, hear about.
Yeah.
And Neil Breen's like, no, I want to hear. Or, he goes from talking... the conversation was just... It was the most awkward, disjointed conversation I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah. They're they mentioned food being ready soon, and then daughter's like, I can't wait for dinner to be ready. I'm so hungry. And everyone just completely ignores her.
Yes.
Even though she has this 10-second segment of just complete silence to say this in.
And at one point, the husband, he spills his beer.
Yeah.
And there's like this running gag in the movie where the
Spilling liquids.
spilling liquids on yourself,
Yeah.
and it has nothing to do with anything. Like, it doesn't show the character to be clumsy, and like that's gonna play a part later. It doesn't do any of that. Like, it's just there. Like, Neil Breen wrote in the script, this character will drop his beer. My character will drop coffee on my face, and it will serve no purpose.
So the point was the guy, I believe, was an alcoholic, and I was supposed to kind of illuminate that even more.
Oh, okay.
But he spills his beer on a loaf of bread, which is the only food on the table, which is a damn shame. Of course, another running gag, this guy ruins all the food in every scene.
Yes.
The scene later on in the barbecue where he just drops the chicken in the hot dog plate and the corn as well.
He like stumbles into all the food and knocks it over.
And he shrugs like, I guess that was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but that, I guess it's really important to note that this friend family of theirs, they're having relationship issues, the wife and the husband. And in the next scene, in the next scene, you see a pair of shoes just appear beyond like their front door, like come in from the outside like an apparition would.
Mm-hmm.
And later on in the movie, it's introduced that Neil Breen actually has this power to go through doors.
Yeah, like the last 10 minutes of the film.
Yeah, but this actually happens early on in the movie after they're having a conversation about them not having sex. This happens, and to my belief, it is that Neil Breen's actually boning this big tit babe.
So you think... So every time the ghost shows up, for anyone who has not seen this, the camera's always pointed at the ghost's feet. So you just see like these black dress shoes and black dress pants. So you're thinking that's Neil Breen each time.
So the first time, I believe it's Neil Breen like sneaking into their house and fucking the wife because there's no like spark in their relationship anymore because she's fucking Neil Breen the entire time, so she just doesn't want to bone the husband anymore.
But why did she hit him with a car?
So it was my belief that... Okay, it goes even deeper than this.
Oh, God.
So, she hit him with the car, presumably, but not because of that. But what I initially thought was later on in the movie, the daughter of these two people in the horrible relationship, she sneaks into their house and, of course, tries to seduce Neil Breen.
Yes.
And that got me thinking, if him and the mom are in a relationship, does that mean she's possibly like the bastard child
of Neil Breen?
Neil Breen? Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
That's why he turned her down.
Yeah, because he just didn't want to like produce some weird like turbo incest baby. Like, okay, if you have sex with your own daughter, does that make like a 4 gene short baby? Like,
I don't know,
4 chromosome short baby.
We should have a geneticist.
Next level incest.
We should have a geneticist on the show.
Oh my god!
And just ask
Neil
Breen incest questions.
Let's have someone from the Human Genome Project come in.
Neil Breen just makes it the star of his next movie.
Oh my god. Okay. So after that scene happens, when he sneaks into the house, supposedly his wife approaches him and asks him if he's cheating, and he looks around awkwardly like he's making up a lie, which is when he brings up the idea that he's writing this research on the governments and corporate conspiracies.
Okay, so this is blowing my mind because this makes a lot of sense. Because that scene where she accuses him of cheating, it makes no sense unless you posit this. Because when the camera's always on him, or when the camera ever goes on him, he's always in his office just writing or throwing books at his laptops. Yeah. So why would you think he's cheating if he's always just in his office? Unless he is going out at night.
That's exactly what I thought. Like, he's always in his fucking office. What do you think he's doing?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't thinking like that deep, that the entire government conspiracy thing was completely a lie.
Right.
But I think he was just kind of saying, like, as an afterthought and writing a book maybe afterwards about that. Because he's just completely out of his magic ghost juju or whatever the hell. But I was thinking maybe he was actually boning the daughter, contrary to this. which makes it seem like, you know, maybe she's come over more often and trying to get him to bone, or like they've done it consecutively.
Like she's trying to rekindle it.
Yeah. Or maybe it was happening before, or maybe he was the one. Maybe he was actually sleeping with the daughter in their house.
Yeah,
and the mother found out, so she tried to kill him to stop it.
She had to take his rock so he could stop getting his rocks off.
Yeah, that was the one thing stopping him from coming in, his rock.
Yeah.
Oh my god. She couldn't get him a key or anything. She had to take his magic rock powers. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Okay, I'm reading my notes here.
Okay.
So later on, he has some weird bad nightmares, presumably from his rock, where he's like in a garbage bag room.
That was so weird each time. It was Neil Breen trying to be smart and artistic, and it looked so dumb.
Was it, though? Because I was watching Half in the Bag, and there is a scene from another movie that had the exact same background, just like garbage bags taped together, like some weird Dexter scene.
Well, I don't doubt that it was garbage bags. I think he was trying to make it, you know, kind of artsy and deep, abstract.
I think it's just a really cheap way to make a reflective surface that people he thought that people wouldn't understand what it was, but it's obvious that it's just garbage bags.
I think it was just an excuse for him to be naked.
Mm-hmm.
Because he loves showing off his ass and balls.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's true. You do see his balls in this movie, I believe. Did you see them, notably?
No. I saw his ass in like the first 5 minutes.
I'm pretty sure you see like half a second of his balls in this movie, but you do see his ass. That's his key feature.
Actually, you see his balls from behind, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little sack slip, sort of.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, let's go on.
So the wife goes on. The wife, of course, every scene she's in with the husband, she throws something at him.
Yes, and he's drinking. Too. Each one.
You know, they have no spark in the relationship, and it goes on to the point where he annoys her to the point of killing him.
What provoked that?
And she frames it as a suicide, where if it was a suicide, he pretty much like shot himself in the ear like Van Gogh.
He killed himself! He killed himself!
Call 911. Jim! Jim! Call 911! Jim! Jim! How could you have done this? Jim! I can't believe you committed suicide. I cannot believe you committed suicide. How could you have done this? How could you have committed suicide? I can't help you out of this one, Jim. With all we've been through, I can't pull you out of this one. Goodbye, my friend. Goodbye.
What provoked her shooting him?
It was an argument that was like, I'm going to go work on my car instead of jerk off to you or something.
Yeah.
Like, it was something along those lines, and she's like, I'm going to shoot your car up, and then shot him in the ear accidentally, which killed him. It was a fatal blow to the ear. Of course, that's how Van Gogh died.
Yes, that is true.
Mailing his ear was his final request. It was his will. Anyways, it's actually revealed, I believe later on, that there are no ghosts, rather spirits that are out there actually helping him. Like his second psychotherapist mentions that it's his job to inspire humanity to rise up against the government and these evil corporations. So I believe there's actually a lot more going on here than we had thought initially. I mean, like, the whole ghost thing sneaking into the girl's place, that kind of blew my mind, right?
But why does he go to the desert to talk to the ghosts?
Honestly, I have no fucking idea. That just makes no sense. Like, I'm sure there's a reason. Like, that's the only scene where you actually see the head of the ghost people, right?
Yeah. Well, you see like a disembodied spirit floating around occasionally, and it never makes any sense. Yeah, like the little white wisp.
Oh yeah, like the smoke cloud or whatever.
Yes.
Oh my god! But this next point kind of discredits what I had to say about him being the estranged father to this girl.
Yeah.
The girl admits that she's been fucking him all along, right before she admits that her mom killed her stepdad. I guess we both missed that.
She does?
But I thought you liked when I came here.
No, I don't like it. You've got to go. Go now. You cannot come here.
Yeah, she admits to doing it. Like, he's like, you can't come around here anymore. We can't keep doing this.
But he could be just alluding to her coming around trying to seduce him. Not them fucking.
The way their relationship works, it seems more like they're just boning straight up. Like, so the more I think about this, the more insane it is. Not only is he fucking his weird Russian wife, he's fucking big tit girl that tried to kill him with her car, her daughter, which may or may not be his daughter, and he's also boning this girl that he rekindled his relationship that he met when he was 8.
Yeah.
The magical day girl.
Yeah, let's mention this really quick, too, because the magical day girl, she moves away when she was 8, goes to medical school, like 30 years have passed, she goes to medical school, she comes back to her hometown, presumably. I don't know if Neil Breen moved when he was an adult, it doesn't really say. Yeah. But somehow they end up in the same town. She works in the hospital where he's admitted. They kind of rekindle things. And she wears the same fucking bracelet that she made when she was 8. And she carries around the same notebook in her front pocket since she was 8. She went through medical school like this. She's like in her 40s now. And Neil Breen's in his 50s. I don't know how he aged quicker than her, but maybe it's The Rock. I don't know.
Yeah, it's The Rock. It's draining his soul.
Yeah. So that was just... I don't know at what point Neil Breen was looking at the script and was like, this makes sense. This is what a normal person would do.
Honestly, like, after my second viewing of I didn't watch the entire thing, obviously. Like, I don't have the time for that to, like, write notes. Like, I could actually write a 10-page document on this. Yeah. Kind of, like, directing what his intentions were, maybe?
You could write a PhD thesis. Dissertation, like, on just this. But, like, there's a lot of waste in the movie, like, a lot of pointless scenes. So it's...
I don't know if there are, though. Like, there's probably some grandmaster plan. Okay, on the same note as him going into the door and fucking the big tit girl, there's a scene later on where there's someone that does the same thing. It's the same pair of shoes, same pair of pants. They go into his house while he's sleeping in the bed with this weird doctor lady.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, bleeding onto the shoes.
Yes.
Randomly, like, over his bed. But, like, the only thing that possibly makes sense in the same context where he's fucking the girl with the big tits is that it's him, like, it's his apparition kind of doing this. Like, it's his own spirit, like, kind of blaming himself for someone's suicide or the guy's potential suicide. Like, I tried to put so much meaning into this that I'm, like, blowing my brain out right now. Like, my brain's just overused at this point.
Here's the one thing that I find troublesome with that is that I think Neil Breen, when he writes these movies, he's like living out his fantasy life, and he tries to. We agreed on this, that he tries to make himself to be this grand, this great righteous guy. You know?
Yeah, he's the ultimate social justice warrior.
Yeah, so he's noble. He can't fall to corruption or any kind of temptation. He only acts in good. He acts only in good intentions.
Yeah.
So him doing that stuff with the wife or her daughter, that kind of blows that kind of conflicts, doesn't it?
It does, but especially in the same like thought, if we're thinking that he did this weird government conspiracy thing as an afterthought, like it wasn't his true intention in the first place. Like, the way I was telling it, I thought he brought that up like it was an afterthought, like his book wasn't really important and he was just focusing on boning all these girls. So he kind of brought that up to cover his own ass when he was talking to his wife.
But the movie seems to hinge on that, though. Like,
it does.
Like, that's the climax of the movie and kind of how it wraps things up.
Him revealing that, yeah.
Yeah. And he takes pleasure in watching these politicians kill themselves in public.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of... I forgot about that entirely because I fell asleep the first time during the whole thing. Just the hitman that just dies.
Yeah. It's never
For no
explained.
reason.
Never explained.
These politicians that are just admitting their wrongdoings and killing themselves.
Yeah. I love when he first reveals the secrets that he's unveiled. Their faces are so perfect because they're kind of like, yeah, well, you got us. Good job.
Yeah, and then they go out and kill themselves. Yeah. Like, what is so bad that these random people would have to kill themselves?
Like, wouldn't have...
Unless they're hosting, like, ISIS in their homes.
But even then, like... Well, yeah, maybe that would be kind of bad. But,
yeah, that's...
But, like, these, like, white-collar criminals, they don't do hard time normally. Like, they get a slap on the wrist, usually.
Yeah, it's, like, maximum security. Like, you can get a PhD here, kind of jail.
But, yeah, it's never revealed what they've done. It's always just, he revealed secrets and corruption.
And that's why a lot of it seems like an afterthought.
I just think
like
it's
kind of
Neil Breen limited in his writing.
I think Neil Breen is actually a thematic mastermind, but I just don't know how.
He writes himself as a ghost who is just having all of these affairs.
So it's later revealed that the second psychotherapist is a ghost, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
That's like pointing him in the right direction. It just makes no sense.
Like his ghost spirit counselor. I don't know.
Who's also giving a prescription to kill his wife.
who
God.
pops pills
I'm
from the
pretty
toilet.
sure we did a better synopsis the first time around, but like...
Yeah, I think so too.
It got a little crazy this time, I believe, but...
Well, we're more interested in, delving into the possible...
It's because this isn't the first time around for us. We're not really kind of interested in, bringing up the entire plot and revealing the entire movie. I guess you guys can, if you're interested, watch the movie for yourself. It is on YouTube.
Go watch it.
It's in HD.
Not suitable for work.
Would you recommend it?
It's not suitable for work, so...
Yeah, it's not... Yeah, you see balls briefly.
Yeah, and butt cheeks.
There are no bras on set.
There's no bras on set. I would recommend it.
How many hot, wet kisses out of 10?
Would you give it 8 hot, wet kisses. There are
really?
Yeah, there are moments where like it's frustrating because it does repeat itself so often.
Mm-hmm.
And there are scenes with like no purpose. Like 90% of the scenes, no purpose.
I don't even know if that's true though.
We'll ask Breen. We'll get him on.
Do you think I'm reading way too much into this?
Oh yeah.
But then why does his wife ask him if he's cheating right after that scene?
I know. You're making a lot of sense, but I can never imagine Neil Breen putting this level of thought into this.
This is actually what I thought, like, when I was trying to choose my major going into college. Like, people read so much into shit, and I hate them for it.
Yeah.
And now I've become what I hate the most.
And you're doing it for a Neil Breen film.
I'm doing it for no one's benefit, but it's not even really my own benefit. It's just really driving me in more and more circles of madness.
Yes.
Like, bringing me deeper down to the pits of hell and despair. But, yeah, I would recommend it.
That's a good recommendation.
I match your 8 hot, wet kisses.
Okay.
And, I slap him back on your butt.
All right.
Speaking of your butt, Andy.
Yes.
How's your butt taking all that butt kissing from your YouTube channel?
Pretty good. It inflates my ego to biblical proportions.
So it's really kind of hard to talk about something like this, considering we talked about it the other day.
Yeah, it is. Like, it just seems too forced and artificial. So I think we should move on.
Maybe, yeah. God. Did you do anything interesting today, Andy?
Not really,
Oh my God.
Standard day.
I went to the DMV type place again.
Yeah.
I wasn't really hungover, but I'm pretty sure I just reeked of beer the entire time. I stood in line for 45 minutes. I got my license, and I was just like, I was messing with the woman up front, kind of. She was like foreign. She could barely speak English. And I was kind of asking her, like, she was like, do you want to redo your picture? I was like, oh, I don't know. What do you think? How do I look? Compare it to, like, should I take one now? I'm all good. That's pretty much my life, though.
And you retook it, and you posed like Neil Breen.
Oh my god, Neil Breen and Tiny Todd.
Can we put that picture up right now?
I was actually thinking about splicing in some scenes from Fateful Findings. It wouldn't be too hard.
No, I think it'd be good. I'd be worried about the copyright, but
I don't think there is any copyright on that movie.
that's true.
I could just pitch shift them up like 300%. You know, Alvin and Chipmunks.
Yeah,
Is that good?
that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I guess we can, talk about this. This seemed pretty much like a natural next step from streaming for us, right?
Yeah, we're just cutting out the fat.
Yeah. Wow, you really just cut out the fat by saying that, not really elaborating on anything. Well, that cuts the podcast to a short end, folks.
All right, let me explain what the fat is and why we're cutting it.
Oh my god.
Playing video games that you have no interest in, or you're just kind of going through the motions, not paying any attention to, cutting that out. Interact.
But yeah,
What?
we talked about this briefly after we attempted to record the first podcast last night.
Yes.
No viewer shaming is going to happen from this point on.
No.
Of course, anyone that comes from my stream, I apologize. We're not going to mention you. But it seems like a really good avenue for people that I guess they're trying to make like friends online.
Yeah.
But that's not really, I don't think, why people stream in the first place, is it?
Maybe some, but I highly doubt.
Not stream, produce online content, I guess is the correct way I'm trying to phrase this.
Well, yeah, because if your goal as a content producer is to get the largest audience that you can, it would be a fucking headache to then have to befriend all those people or all the people that want to be your friend. It'd be mind-blowing.
Yeah. And we spoke about this again last night. The content I produce online is more entertainment focused than yours. Like yours is more intellectual based.
Yes.
And the people that I feel like fake as shit saying this over again.
You're doing it. Come on.
The people that kind of want to hang out with someone that produces intellectual content bewilders me, because Andy here does get somewhat of a following who want to discuss, philosophical issues with him on the regular, right? Like, how often do they contact you?
I'll get one like maybe once a week. Yeah, my channel's kind of small though, but still, that's a sizable number.
Yeah, but it's people who want to sit down for like hours and discuss issues with you, though, right?
Yes.
That kind of blows my mind because, again, as I said, it's people like that I would never want to associate myself with.
Yeah, and I totally agree. For the most part.
Oh my god, I'm gonna just email Mr. Repsion.
Oh god, I hate that guy. Yeah, fuck you, Mr. Repsion.
We're gonna have him on my podcast.
I will yell at him.
It's our podcast, Matt and Andy.
That's true. You can email us, Mr. Repsion. If you're listening, you can email us. I'll just yell at you for an hour.
What was that video he said, I don't know what I'm talking about, after going on some pretty big monologue?
Oh, I don't know. I think that's pretty much every video he makes.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think, holy shit. Does it bother you when people say things like, it used to bother me a lot when people would choose the wrong nomenclature for saying, have you seen that movie yet? Or have you watched that movie yet? Referring to a movie that's in theaters.
Why would that bother me?
It doesn't bother you, though? Like, I used to get that all the time, mostly in high school, because people on the East Coast are actually retarded.
Okay.
Sorry if you're on the East Coast, but it's true. People would refer to seeing movies in the theaters like, have you watched the new Star Wars movie? Or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Nothing like that bothers you?
Okay, but like, there are things that bother me that fit in that category.
Yeah.
Like, I've been sick of them for a while.
You've been sick of them.
Jesus. We'll get into that later. That's the next podcast, the bin versus bean debate,
Okay.
episode 2. The superhero
Revenge of the Sith.
the superhero movie craze. Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. I don't get it. Some of them are okay movies, but people like watch every single one of them, and they're always like, "Oh, did you see the new Deadpool yet?" It's like,
so we should mention this is not going to be primarily like a movie focused thing. It's just really our interest of being kind of diverted towards movies as a major form of internet or entertainment consumption, I guess.
Yeah, and Neil Breen doesn't make movies, so we can't even count that as a movie discussion.
He makes elaborate plays and records them himself. He writes them himself. He casts them himself.
He's a modern-day Shakespeare.
He really is. He produces them overnight like Shakespeare did as well.
He invents words.
Did Shakespeare invent words?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or he invented phrases, I think. I don't know. I'll ask Neil Breen. He's the modern day.
He is Shakespeare's. He's actually just producing Shakespeare's novels that are lost.
It's just he found a stone at Shakespeare's grave, and he got possessed by it.
So in all his movies, he has that like magic stone that like gives him these powers.
There are running themes in his movies.
Yeah,
where
there really are
multiple laptops and cell phones. He's a hacking genius.
He has a master's in computer science and all of them, which may or may not actually be true.
Oh, it's not true. No, there's no way.
Oh my god,
there's no way.
So, anyways, you were saying something about superhero movies?
Oh yeah, so that annoys me.
Just all of them, like being produced, or people actually enjoying them?
No, not that. It's the people expecting me to like want to rush out and see them as well. Like, I don't give a shit if there's a new Deadpool movie.
Oh my god!
If it's on, I'll watch it. I guess.
Just watch it on your Chatterbait machine.
Pretty much.
Up in the family room. I don't know. What did we talk about the other day?
We talked about stand-up, your career in stand-up, potential.
Oh yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay. You revealed a lot of dark truths that we don't want to go back to.
That was a really weird way to start the podcast. Not gonna lie.
It was probably the worst way to start it. Then we went to Fateful Findings.
I do have a joke to tell you though, Andy.
Tell me.
Why did Mom give me this cheese on my plate? I told her I don't like cheese with holes in it.
Okay, is that it? Isn't there more?
So I'm just gonna eat the cheese and leave the holes inside.
Yeah. I think you show promise in the stand-up world.
Do you think I would do well if I just did that for an hour straight?
I don't know. Do you want to be the next Neil Hamburger?
I mean, I feel like the joke I just told is a lot more respectable than everything he's ever done in his life. Apart from on cinema.
Oh my god.
I mean, I really hate that guy.
Alright, so we're calling out Mr. Repsion and Neil Hamburger.
Fuck you, Craig Tube.
Yeah, fuck you, Craig Tube. You
Canadian rat man, piece of shit. Go back to the sewers. Splinter didn't teach you enough. Obviously, he taught you about his home brewing sessions instead of actually like fighting.
When I hear noises and scuffles in my wall, I fear that it's you. I fear that you're gonna
me? Oh my god,
Craig Tube. That he's just gonna bust out of my wall and grab me and then scurry back down to the sewer layer. And
the scary thing is knowing that he lived near me at one point at least, because I've lived near every single major metropolitan area in Canada.
Yeah.
I suppose it's worth mentioning that I'm Canadian and you're not.
Yeah, I'm American. Midwest boy.
Oh my god. 18 inches of American.
I'm corn-fed. I play with roly-polies. And
what do you want?
I don't know. I think it was from Workaholics.
I haven't seen the last season of that.
It was an early one, I think. But Craig too probably makes cider out of human bones.
Oh my god. He uses human hip bones instead of cow hip bones to filter out the sugar in his cider.
We should have him on.
Shit. Do you think we could get him on here?
If he doesn't hear this, I think we could.
There was that one video of him at the bar in his like small town fucking like all the girls like Neil Breen.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Do you think Neil Breen could? Oh my god, Neil Breen and Craig Tube collab.
That'd be good.
Oh my god. Did I actually just make like Witch's Brew? He'd be like the weird Harry Potter rat man, sidekick to like Voldemort. Is that what happens
He'd be
in those movies?
he'd be the blind soothsayer, Ratman.
So honestly, I couldn't even tell you the plot of Harry Potter, even though I've read most of them. I've seen the movies. I've seen them like multiple times. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know either.
There's just like a rat man and a dog man helping out Voldemort, and he's got like the mentors or something. And there's like Malfoy who just like got lots of zits.
Yeah.
And Hermione who like grew up to be the obligatory girl that everyone wanted to bone when she was 12 but didn't.
Yeah, I guess it's really weird.
Do you think she's attractive?
What now? Yeah.
I mean, I think she's okay looking.
Yeah.
But people were going crazy over her. I remember if you went on Fortune, like back when we did, like back when we were 16 or whatever.
Yeah.
People were going insane over her.
But
so she would have been like 15 or 16 at the time.
yeah, but like that's a cesspool where, of course, they're going to go crazy over her at 15.
I mean, it is, but it's actually just pretty representative of like everyone I've ever talked to.
Well, everyone is a deviant.
I don't know. I kind of just cringe when people mention 4chan now, or Reddit for that matter, which I know you're obsessed with.
I am not, so I even go there. I cringe at both of those and more. I cringe at like any message boards, really. I can't imagine spending my time on a message board.
I actually just spend my time on AOL HTML coding chat rooms and learn the next big JavaScript thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm working on playing the social media website out. It's called Bookface.
Didn't you already make Facebook?
Oh, right, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
For those who are not aware, Matt looks a lot like Mark Zuckerberg.
So everyone that like meets me in person tells me that I slightly look like him.
No, it's uncanny.
In some pictures, it is uncanny.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man!
Like sometimes you'll get the option on Facebook where it's like, "Do you want to tag Mark Zuckerberg in one of your pictures?"
I once had an Indian man approach me at the passport office, going, "Hello, my friend. Can you?" He was like asking me for money or something. I don't even know what he was doing.
He's like,
he sounded a lot like a Smurf.
He's like, "Can you log me in the Facebook? I forgot my password."
Oh my god! Just database knowledge of everyone's password in my brain.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's extreme autism.
Yeah.
Autism shaming.
We went there today.
No viewer shaming. I think there was slight viewer shaming today, but
I think one viewer in particular,
Sims lover.
I wasn't going to name names, but if you listen,
we will provide a link to Sims Lover's Instagram and Twitter.
Follow her.
Follow her. She's a lovely young lady with some hot big double D's and a twin sister she's ready to have a threesome with you, and they're gonna suck on their own titties, and it's gonna be real spicy. It's gonna be real spicy. Oh my god! But seriously, if you like my Twitch stream, I think you're a degenerate human being, and you should go.
Let's
go.
No, let's stop there. Don't go any further.
I'm gonna call Craig too. He's gonna come.
I mean, I feel bad for calling Craig too a blind soothsayer, but.
Oh, I didn't hear that. You must have cut off when you said that.
Oh yeah. Well, I said that would be the role he'd play in Harry Potter.
No, he would definitely be the fat rat man who like got his tail cut off and he's like missing half his teeth. You know who I'm talking about, right?
I can picture it. Yeah.
No, you know the exact character I'm talking about.
I have no idea.
No?
Haggard?
He was like Peter Pettigrew or something?
I have no clue.
I don't know. He's like Voldemort's hench boy.
Put a picture up.
Yeah. It's actually just going to be DJ Qualls. In a suit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, well, that's about all I really have to say. I mean, it kind of dragged on for a bit. I did it, though.
No,
I mean,
it's okay.
It was really... It bothers me when people say seen instead of watched, or watched instead of seen. It just...
Yeah, fuck those people.
Also, people who say book bags instead of backpacks exclusively.
I'm guilty there, so...
Knapsacks, too? Like, what are you doing there, sleeping?
Napster sacks?
I haven't heard that one.
Neither have I.
Oh my god. Okay.
So, in all honesty, I know this is like a really sour note to end on, but I think our first take was better than this one. Would you agree?
I think it was because we had a lot less prepared, and it was a lot more impromptu.
I think that's our strength.
I think it really
going
is.
off the
So
cuff.
you know what? There's going to be no agenda whatsoever, except for a loose topic, maybe.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this, to me, felt like me reading a goddamn,
Neil Breen script.
like a paper to an English class. Realistically, like, I was kind of supporting his pretentious ideas and embodying them, and kind of like trying to produce an image in people's minds that's not necessarily there.
Yeah.
Which, fuck arts majors, am I right, Andy boy? Okay,
No.
that's gonna be it for the podcast.
All right, end it here. Wrap it up.
Okay. Thank you for watching, everyone. I love you. This is Mad Dog Matt, here to soothe your bones. Sleep well. I know you're. You're okay.
Just end here.